So it's the beginning of 2025. So I did the most predictable thing ever, and on January 1st, I started the Chloe Ting 2-week shred from 2020. I have attempted this challenge before a couple of years ago, and I have a video about that on my channel. Is it even worth a watch? I don't know, because I quit about 2, maybe 3 days in because I just could not do the exercises. I was so frustrated. I was almost in tears. This time around, I figured because I have been exercising somewhat regularly for about a year, that maybe I could do this challenge. So we're starting 2020. No, we aren't. We're starting 2025 with the 2022 week shred. So on day 1, this was my first day back to exercising since a little bit before Christmas. A little bit before Christmas, I did get a little sick. And then, of course, I had Christmas festivities to go to after that. And then there was like a week of blah before New Year's that I just allowed myself to be a couch potato. And then on New Year's Eve, I said, I gotta do something. So on New Year's Day, this is day 1. This is when I'm starting. A little side tangent here. Her app, Core, is so good. It has a ton of different programs on it. It lays it out for you with rest days. It has a community section, a place to journal. It is a really, really good app, and it's free. I remember the first time that I tried to do this, and maybe she had the app back then. I don't know. But when I first tried to do this a couple years ago, just finding the videos and organizing it and just, it was a lot of work for me, just putting the videos on the TV. So I'm glad that there's this app because it lays it out so easily for you. Now, where was I before I went on that tangent? Oh yeah, I did the warm-up exercise, which I looked at future days, and it looks like this warm-up video is the same for every single day. Is that gonna get repetitive? Probably. If you're a person that likes repetitive workouts, and this is great for you because there are a lot of videos that will repeat themselves throughout this whole program. The main exercises for this day were abs, do this video to lose weight, which I believe is a full body video, and legs and glutes. I decided not to do the cool down, which I also looked, and I think the cool down is the same for every single day. But I decided not to do this because I was already so behind schedule on just my daily life at this point. I needed to wrap it up. I needed time for a shower. So I decided to skip that, and I told myself that cooking, cleaning, and taking care of the kids was a good enough cool down. Like, I'm not just gonna go and sit on the couch and potato. I'm actually moving until the very end of the day. So I think it's fine that I skipped the cool down. It also says optional next to it, so it's optional. The next day, day 2, all of the exercises were the same, except for the last main workout, which was core and abs instead of the legs and glutes. And again, I skipped the cool down. And the reason for this was, one, I was behind schedule once again. It's hard to plan my life. But also, I was getting really, really frustrated because the ab workouts were impossible for me. And this was why I quit the first time. And I realized that this is like one of those abs in 2 weeks challenges. So I should be expecting ab workouts. But I thought because I had been working out that this wouldn't be so hard. But then I realized I have done 1, maybe 2 core workouts all of 2024. So my core wasn't ready for this. And I probably couldn't do like 60 to 70% of the workout when it came to the ab videos. And believe me, I tried. I tried so hard to be able to do these things. And I just don't understand how a human could do some of these exercises. I could not. So by the time the cool down came around, you know, the one that I skipped, I decided I wasn't going to be doing this challenge anymore, and that this video would never come out, and I would skip this yet again this year. And on day 3, I completely believed that. I did not exercise at all. I was too sore to even bend down and pick up any of the toys. So even if I wanted to do a different strength workout, it just was not happening that day. So I took a rest day on this day. And I don't know what happened, but on day 4, I decided to open up the Core app again and take a look and see what happened because I missed day 3. What would the app do? And the app adjusted my schedule. It threw day 3 in as a rest day and then shifted day 3 over to day 4. And I feel like this is what motivated me to keep going. And if the app had said, oh, you missed this workout, you skipped it, it's done, over, I probably wouldn't have continued. But because it adjusted, I decided to just go for it because I was feeling good on this day. I wasn't sore anymore. And on this day, I was able to do more of the exercises. So I don't know if on day 2, because I was sore, it was harder for me to push through. And I'm not going to lie, I didn't do a lot of the abs. I still am having a hard time with that, but it was already starting to get a little bit easier. And that was enough for me to decide that I was going to do day 5. Sorry, had to check my notes. I don't know what day I'm on. On day 5, I wasn't sore anymore. I did the warm-up. I did workout to lose weight, abs, core and arms, and tight core plank challenge. I'm still not doing well with the abs. I'm going to bring that up again. I can't stress enough how weak my core is, and that maybe this is something that I need to work on in 2025, is just strengthening up my core a little bit more. And maybe next year, when I decide to do this again, maybe it'll be a little bit easier and I can do more of the workouts. But I do want to mention that when there was a workout that I could not do, a lot of times there was a low impact option that I could do, or I decided to just do a plank or do some crunches instead. So even though I wasn't doing the exact workout that Chloe Ting was doing, I was doing a workout. I wasn't just laying on the mat watching her do it and hoping that abs would just happen. I did do something. And I'm not sure if that will give me any results. We'll see. But if I don't get any results, I'm not going to blame Chloe Ting, because I'm not doing exactly what she's doing when I have moments that I can't do an exercise. On day 6, I went to go visit my family, so I did not have time to exercise, even though I would have liked to, because I honestly was feeling pretty good on this day. I was energized, I wasn't sore, I just did not have time. And on day 7, I had another busy day. If I had woken up early, I probably could have gotten a workout in, but the kids are sleeping so good right now. I'm kind of enjoying the extra sleep. And one of my New Year's resolutions was to get some good quality sleep. I'm doing that. I'm accomplishing my New Year's resolution. But anyways, on day 7, we had some friends come over, so I had to clean and cook. And when they came over, I had to socialize with them. I couldn't just, start doing crunches. Might be weird. So it was kind of an unexpected rest day, but it's fine. It's okay. We'll pick it up again next week. So that was the first week of my Chloe Ting 2-week shred challenge. It started out not so great, but by the end of the week, I was feeling pretty motivated and pretty good. The only thing that was difficult for me was that these workouts are so long. They're 50 minutes to an hour long, and if I do the warm-up and cool down, they can get up to 70 minutes. I don't have time for that. Sorry, I got cut off. We're gonna quickly go through this. I don't know if I'll be doing any more Chloe Ting challenges, just because if they're all this long, I can't. I'm more of a 20 to 40 minute kind of person. So we'll see how next week goes. All right, week 2, I'm just going to go through this super quick. My next workout, I completely forgot to film it. So I forgot to record my exercise until the very last video here, and honestly, it was just easier for me to exercise without worrying about the different angles and stuff. This is not a very big room, so it's kind of difficult. My kid wants to be on camera. It's very difficult for me to find a good angle in this room. There's a lot of stuff. Yeah, find a good angle. There's a lot of stuff and just not a lot of room. I'm getting distracted by my child. So I'm just here to say I did this, I swear. And here's my stats. This was way too long. Way too long. I did not enjoy the length. But I am gonna say the ab exercises are getting a lot easier. Am I getting stronger? I don't know. I'm not really seeing the weight budging on the scale, I guess we'll see more when I do my measurements at the end of all of this. And then on the next day, I just decided that it was easier for me to put all of my focus into the actual exercise rather than the filming. Because I have such a small space in here to work out, it was very difficult for me to find an angle that worked for every single exercise. And that's why with a lot of the footage that you've seen so far, I have been changing angles so much. Still trying to figure it out. At some point, I would love to be able to do more of these workout videos, but I feel like until I can find a good spot to exercise and film, it's just not happening. But anyways, I decided for the rest of this challenge to just take notes in the Chloe Ting app in the journal section, because when you finish your workout every single day, it asks you to go ahead and journal anyways. So that is where I kept all of my notes, and I am trying my best to remember it the best I can based on these notes. On day 9, I was starting to feel a bit stronger, and I could do maybe like half of the ab exercises. Any other exercise, like a leg exercise, arm exercises, didn't have any issues with that. It was mostly just the ab exercises that I really struggled with throughout this challenge. And on day 9, I was able to do about half of them. I attempted to do every single ab exercise every single day, and if I couldn't do it, I just found a replacement exercise. So I thought of the exercises that we had been doing throughout the rest of the video and just did one of those. So some of my exercises were repeated quite a bit until I got the strength a little later on to finish out the ab exercises. On day 10, I had a rest day, but I did go ice skating. So rest day from the Chloe Ting challenge, but active rest day for me. And then on day 11 is when things kind of went downhill because I got my period. I felt bloaty. I felt cranky. I feel like most of my anger was towards this challenge, towards Chloe Ting. I'm sorry, Chloe, for what I did while exercising on my period. So on this day, I was very moody at the exercises, and by the time I got to the very last video, usually I'd push myself to completely finish the video so I could say I did the challenge 100%, but I was very moody. So about halfway through the final video, I quit. I went on my treadmill. I did an incline walk for about 15 minutes, and that made me feel so much better. So ab exercises and my period apparently do not go well together, and I will not be doing that again. And the anger continued on day 12. I got about 7 minutes into the exercise. I don't think I even finished the warm-up, and I just had to take a pause and walk away from it because I was just like, no, I'm not gonna do that. I'm angry. I'm bored of all of these videos. I was very emotional about it. I was really missing my dumbbell workouts and my dance workouts, and I let myself just sulk for an hour or two, and then I got back to it. I did end up finishing this entire day. Didn't skip any workouts, well, except for warm up and cool down. I did end up skipping those too. But I did all of the required videos for that day. On day 13, my mood switched and I felt a lot better. And actually on this day, I did every single ab exercise. Was it pretty? Was it perfect form? Absolutely not. But I did them all, and that is all that matters. So I was feeling good about getting stronger and being able to do more of this challenge. Unfortunately, that it's at like the end of the challenge. But I am going to continue working on my core. Little spoiler alert. And then on the last day, I did end up recording it. I had to. I feel like I've done this entire thing. It would be a crime to not record the last workout. And I wish that this workout was one where I felt motivated the entire time, but it wasn't. I was just thinking, the end is almost here. I just need to keep pushing through. I need to get to the end of this workout, and then I'm done. I completely swore off of Chloe Ting, never touching her videos again, never doing another challenge. I just needed to get to the end of this workout, and I did it. I did all of the workouts. At the beginning, I'm not gonna lie, at the beginning, I did say that I was going to do the cool down because throughout this whole thing, I did my warm-ups most of the days, but I had never done the cool down. And I told myself for this workout, I was going to do the cool down, but I had been telling myself for an hour that I was so excited to be done with this, that the little thing that said optional was very highlighted in my brain. So I still have not done the cool down video. Maybe I'll do it someday when at the end of like a 30-minute workout. Fine. But at the end of an hour, and I think it almost got to an hour and 10-minute workout, I can't. I'm sorry. I'm not doing another 10 minutes. So here are the pros and cons of the Chloe Ting 2-week shred after I've finished the entire thing. The pros, I did get stronger. I could barely do any of these ab workouts 2 weeks ago, and now I finished an entire ab video. Again, not pretty, not perfect, but I did them. And that has me very motivated to continue working on core exercises because my entire life I could not do very many ab workouts. And you know why that is? It's because I didn't keep up with it. I lost motivation as soon as I couldn't do it. But this challenge has shown me that I can do it. And that brings me to pro number 2, that this challenge really gave me the motivation to push myself harder and harder so that I can get stronger. Without this challenge, I wouldn't have pushed myself. And the app, pro number 3, the app, very, very motivating. I loved this app. I love that it's free. If you have not checked out Chloe Ting's app, even if you've never done a Chloe Ting workout, check out the app. Try out one of her challenges. See if you like it, because I absolutely hated it by the beginning and by the end, honestly. But in the middle there, I kind of enjoyed it a little bit. So I would give it a try. And as I'm telling you to give it a try, now let's talk about the cons. The cons that I have are very specific to me. I don't think these cons are for everyone. And the first con is that these exercises are way too long. I feel like a lot of people would be able to fit an hour, hour and a half workout into their daily life pretty easily. I cannot. My max is probably about 45 minutes before my kids are screaming. You might even hear them right outside the door here, and I've been filming for like 5 minutes. So it's just, I got through it, but I did have to skip a lot of the optional workouts just because it was getting to be too much for my lifestyle. The next con is that I did get very bored of it, and that's because I don't like how repetitive the videos were, and even some of the workouts, like the specific exercises, some of those exercises were repeated like in a different video on that same exact day. And I just don't, once I do an exercise and I'm finished with it, I want to move on. I don't want to go back to it. So it got a little bit repetitive for my liking. I got very bored. And the final con is that I have a very small space. And some of these exercises were really difficult for me to accomplish in my small space. The one that I can think of right off the bat is a plank, and then just kicking your legs out side to side, each side. I don't remember what that one's called, but if you could just visualize it with me, I would show you right now. But 1, space is too small, can't do it. And 2, I'm done with this challenge. So visualize it. That is one of the workouts that I just can't do in this space. So that's a very specific con to me. But thankfully for most exercises, there was a low impact option that was better for my smaller space. And finally, my results. When I was halfway through this challenge, so around when I got my period, I was like, I'm not gonna see any results. And this was my period brain talking to me. I got to 208 pounds, which I started at 205.8. I'm gaining weight. This is stupid. I hate this challenge. That was halfway through the challenge. But here are the results at the end. I was kind of nervous to share because, first of all, didn't think I was getting results. Second of all, I've never shown my stomach like this on camera before. I close my eyes in the mirror if I see my stomach. So I have barely even seen my own stomach. And I'm a little insecure about my stomach. I don't know if it's because I have, in the past, lost a significant amount of weight and then gained a significant amount of weight. and been pregnant twice. So I don't know if my stomach is just wrecked from that or if it's just because I'm overweight. But I have a very wrinkly stomach and I don't like it so much. I don't really like my belly button. But I decided to share my results, and here are my progress pictures. I feel like I can see a very, very slight difference, but it might be just the inconsistency in lighting, the inconsistency in how I'm wearing my clothes. I did wear the same outfit for both of these, but maybe they're laying on my body a little bit differently. I don't know. And I tried my best to get the same exact angle, but you can only do so much. I don't think I'm ever going to get a perfectly same progress picture in the pose, in the lighting, in the angle. It's just very hard to do a progress picture. But if you have any advice on how to take better progress pictures, please leave that below. I would love to be able to start taking pictures of my progress so I can be a little bit more motivated by my own body rather than other people's bodies. And now we're going to talk numbers. So my weight started at 205.8, and at the end of these 2 weeks, I ended at 200.8. So that is a loss of 5 pounds in 2 weeks. And then here are my measurements at the beginning of this challenge. And here are my measurements at the end of this challenge. So yes, I did see some results from this. Is it massive results? No, but I feel like these are realistic results. Now I'm a few days away from the last day of this challenge, and I've done a few of my regular workouts. I got back to my dumbbells. I did a dance workout today, and I love these workouts. Love them. I think it's very important that you find workouts that you just really, really love. But I may have changed my mind on Chloe. I told myself that I would never ever touch her workouts again, but I find myself missing it just slightly. Just slightly. Don't get it twisted. Just slightly. So I think I might throw some of her videos into the mix, just to mix it up. Also, I'm going to keep her app because I love it, and you can make your own customized challenge in her app based on her videos, of course. So I might do that, or I might do another Chloe Ting challenge in the future. Who knows? All in all, I think this was an amazing kickstart for my 2025 goals. Thanks so much for joining me today, and leave that arm guy emoji if you got all the way to the end so that I know that you made it here. I know this was a long video and it was a lot of me babbling, so thank you for getting to the end, and I will see you next time. Bye!